Okay, I'm in this area because one time I was running through this area. There was a horse and some bats. The horse was attacking me, then the bats showed up, and when the bats showed up, they looked very, very choppy. It was only one of the few times animations in the game looked choppy. One of the other times animations looked kind of choppy was when a large plant was preparing to do a large AoE attack, and there were little plants around it doing big poison clouds, and everything was moving. The big plant looked a little choppy. But this area, with these bats, this was the worst the game has looked. They said they improved it. They tried to increase performance stability or something on multiple platforms. They added NPCs to the game. They added quest lines to quest lines, like quest steps to quest lines. The person on the horse looked good the whole time, but when the bats showed up, they looked weird. There's also one less bat than before. There was 3 bats, now there's 2 bats. So the bats they look normal. They don't look strange. I wonder if this is something they improved. Because the bats don't seem as aggressive as before. There's one less, and the bats, their AI seems to be more passive. So the horse is also... This was a less disruptive experience than what I experienced before. I don't think I have it saved anymore, but this was a spot where performance was a problem before. Just very randomly, the bats showed up and tried to kill me. When the bats showed up, they were very, very choppy. They look smooth now, and I think there's one less bat. I'm gonna go to another area where the plants were, to see if the plants ever get choppy. I fought this thing many times. I wonder if they changed the AI. All of this feels smoother. This is the attack where the frames, the animations would get kind of choppy occasionally. But it was very rare when it happened. But it was one of the few times where animations did get choppy. I wonder if they changed like the attacks that it just chooses to do. It used to cycle between this attack and then that large AoE attack that it did. And now it seems to be favoring this explosion attack more often. This spore attack. These are 2 spots where animations got choppy. That's the main thing. Where I know animations got a little framey, and it seemed to be more stable than before. The AI just seems, I don't know, the AI seems different to me. The way enemies are behaving seems a little different. I'm gonna see how much of a drain on the system this could possibly be by trying to generate as much blood as possible. Because situations like this is where Bloodborne struggled. Where I would show up, there'd be a lot of enemies, and then I sliced them a lot at the same time. I'm not noticing any change in frame rate. Maybe it runs better with blood on now. Maybe. They said they improved in performance. Blood is being generated, nothing is changing. It feels smoother to me. When I was fighting those plants over there, it felt smoother, even though nothing was really nothing was actually happening, but it felt smoother. Here's another test. I'm gonna run around them, because this also stresses me. Moving around quickly. Making things important assets, then making them not important assets, then making them important assets. That was blood generating, me running around on a horse. I'm gonna do this one more time. I'm gonna turn blood off and see how it compares to what I just did. Because there were spots where characters were jumping backwards, but they were jumping backwards on the edge of important asset range, so they were losing detail, and them losing detail makes it look fuzzy and strange at the same time. Blood is off. Things in the distance have kind of strange animations, and then I got closer, and now they're smooth. To me, it looked more smooth. It was still kind of like animations were still kind of choppy from a distance due to draw distance. When I got closer, things smoothed out. I think I'm still going to play with blood off, but I think they improved the performance with blood on.